of the Winged Women of the Workforce. Welcome back to the CRI YouTube channel. It's 2021 and who would have thought Zoom would be one of the primary ways of communication? We use it for work, meetings, classes, virtual gatherings, and that's just to name a few. Because this is becoming a normal medium of communication, here are some tips that will allow you to better understand how to approach and methodize each Zoom call so that you leave a good impression on your audience and get something out of it for yourself. We've got this video broken down for you into verbal and non-verbal tips. So let's get started with the video with non-verbal cues, which is our body language.
Using body language to help you convey your points will aid you in overcoming communication barriers over Zoom. People are starved for human interaction, so any nonverbal feedback you give them to show that you are attentive makes them value your conversation more. Make sure you are comfortable with your material and be able to speak clearly with your words, but also explain concepts using hand gestures and facial expressions to underline important points. The following tips will help you to mold your words and actions together to accurately communicate verbally and nonverbally with your audience. The first tip is to smize. It means to smile with your eyes. This charm conveys sincerity, honesty, and friendliness because you're smiling with your whole face, but don't be weird about it. Number 2, the eyebrow raise. This gesture cues the viewers to pay attention to information. Number 3, lean in. If the speaker is sharing something special and important, lean in. This increases warmth and relatability and is especially well conveyed over Zoom. Tip number 4, head tilt. A head tilt shows that you're looking for feedback from the other person. This action is also visible over Zoom. And finally, tip number 5, facial expressiveness. Whether it be a laugh, a smile, or a squint, these little changes make you more memorable to your audience.
Now that you've gotten the body language down, it's time for us to talk about when you actually join the Zoom call. We also have some things for you to keep in mind as you are speaking. Now remember, your first impression starts with your approach. In face-to-face conversations, people perceive you as you are approaching them to meet and talk. But in Zoom sessions, your first impression happens as soon as you enter the call. So make sure you are poised and ready to go when you're joined. Also make sure that you check your appearance in your video preview and make sure you have a neat and tidy background for your Zoom call as well. You also need to practice your hello. Yes, you actually need to practice saying the word hello. People decide if they are going to trust you within the first half second of the conversation. So your hello is essential. People can literally hear your mood. So make sure you think about memories that make you happy and confident before you join the call.
After you have nailed your hello, be sure to use an authoritative voice tone when you're answering questions. You do this by stating your answer and dropping the pitch at the end. People who answer a question by rising in pitch at the end are considered to be less trustworthy because they seem like they are questioning their own answer. As long as we are talking about vocal pitches, you need to remember to keep the audience engaged, displaying vocal variety throughout your call. You can engage your listeners by changing pace, volume, and cadence, and especially convey sincerity by using low speed, pitch, and volume. Remember, your audience is staring at a screen when you're talking to them, so it is harder to keep them engaged with you. To stand out, use your authoritative voice tone and vocal variety so that they aren't distracted or bored.
We've talked about this before, but it seems like this next tip cannot be overstated, and that is to embrace your imperfections. Placing an emphasis on seeming like you have it all together may make you seem a little nervous or even robotic. You want to be prepared and seem practiced so that your viewers know you take this seriously. But don't stress out about it too much. For Zoom interviews, people especially place added pressure on themselves to make everything seem perfect and rehearsed. But there's no need to worry. Remember, for an interview, you are in fact talking about yourself, which is the one subject that you know more about than anyone else.
Our last piece of advice is to find the spark of the conversation. As As you're talking and trying to pique their interest, search for the person's spark. This is the subject that they show the most interest in and want to speak on further. The nonverbal cue for the spark is raised eyebrows. See, this signal works both ways. If you mention something that makes the interviewer raise their eyebrows, this is your sign to continue down the path of discussion. As an engaging conversationalist, you are looking for the talking points that give your audience that spark.
That wraps it up for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to learn more, check out our parent channel, Abby Research, where you can get to know the good doctors themselves, find out more about their research, and get their take on emotional intelligence, current events, and pop culture. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and follow us and Abby Research on Instagram and Twitter, and comment down below what other videos you'd like us to make. So go nail that Zoom call, and we'll see you next time.